Hello everyone, Sharpedo43 once again bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. This is probably going to be our final Wi-Fi battle for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, at least in the, non-league format, because for leagues I think I still have a bit to do, honestly, for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But yeah, but in terms of just standalone Wi-Fi battles that are usually from the small gun format, or just any Wi-Fi battle that isn't related to draft format and whatnot, it's gonna be the last one here. So, and my opponent for it is actually gonna be Mr.Talent. Mr.Talent is a guy who, speaking of draft leagues, does a lot of them actually. Like, at least he does like the more popular ones. So like, he doesn't do smaller leagues like NPA or anything like that. He just does like the big ones like GBA and WBA, you name it. A bunch of like the more popular ones, But he also does Wi-Fi battles as well, like the regular ones on his streams and whatnot. And this was one of the ones that I actually got from him. It's a pretty quick battle, to say the least, too, honestly, which is pretty nice considering I don't want to waste too much time like narrating a video, not video, but a battle video that has like maybe 30 or 40 turns in it, because that would just be way too, I don't know, tedious. But yeah, anyway, so the battle that we have here is actually going to be, believe it or not, it's actually going to be an anything goes type of battle. At least that's what he said, honestly, that it would be an anything goes battle. But knowing Mr.Talent and knowing how he likes to not be that try-hard, honestly, and in fact likes to go out of his way to bring even weird sets against anybody, honestly, I decided to bring a team that doesn't seem to, that isn't like try-hard, and like it seems to match his caliber of playstyle, honestly. At least in terms of what teams he brings for the so-called anything goes battles. But unfortunately, I didn't know exactly what to make in order to bring against him, so I decided to just bring one of the teams that I actually used in the RU tier, particularly this one that you see right here. It's a team that I used again just a couple battles ago too, honestly. Like, I've used it for a while now. I'm going to be using it here once again. In retrospect, I probably feel like I should have probably brought Sharpedo with Mega Sharpedo and try to see if I can win the battle with Mega Sharpedo, given that this may be the last battle for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, again in the non-league format. But honestly, I didn't know how to make a team. I wanted to make an effective team if I was going to use Sharpedo, because Sharpedo's still a glass cannon at the end of the day. But again, I just didn't have time, and not to mention, this guy doesn't battle very often, so if I had to battle him, like if I got the opportunity, I had to battle him right away, otherwise that opportunity would just flee. So I didn't have time to make a team, honestly. I didn't even count on him streaming Wi-Fi battles this late into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon's life expectancy, but he did, and as a result, this was all I could do. So let's get into the battle, shall we? It's a pretty, like I said, it's a pretty quick battle. A lot of interesting plays were made in this battle. A lot of interesting sets were actually brought as well, honestly, as you're gonna see right now. So here we go. He's going to lead off with the Rat Draddle, which is this Chinchino, I believe. And I'm going to lead off with Goodra right now. Goodra, I led with it because I was kind of afraid of that Blacephalon leading straight out of the gate, and I didn't want that. So, yeah. But he didn't lead with it, and instead he led with Chinchino, which forces me to switch out into Metagross. Reason being is that, he has Tail Slap, and, Tail Slap with Skill Link, which is the common ability on this Chinchino, can put in a lot of work, especially if it's of the Banded variety. Or if it's King's Rock, he could flinch me too, and then hit me again, and that would be a 2-hit KO. But here, he does miss the Tail Slap for whatever it's worth, because honestly, it doesn't really do much to Metagross anyway. He U-turns, and I actually go for Pursuit, fearing like either a hard switch or a U-turn, and he actually does do that, and I get a lot of damage off with this Metagross, which is banded, by the way. So now he's going to send out this Blacephalon, and I'm forced to hard switch into Goodra here because I don't want to take a Shadow Ball from this thing, or even a Flamethrower if he doesn't have it. He does go for Shadow Ball, predicting my switch into Goodra, and unfortunately he gets a crit and the Spadef drop, for whatever that's worth. But the crit was really, really huge, and I honestly didn't expect it to do this much, even from a crit towards Goodra, given Goodra's massive Spadef stat. But it did, and as a result, because this thing is weakened now, and this thing has no form of recovery, I decided to just simply go for the Draco. And as you can see, I do outspeed it because my Goodra was in fact Scarfed. I don't know why it's Scarfed, honestly. I didn't make this team, but yeah, it was Scarfed. And yeah, I get a lot of damage off on this Blacephalon. He does get the Beast Boost after he takes out my Goodra, but I just simply go into Golisopod and just take it out with a either Aqua Jet or First Impression. It does have both of these freaking priority moves for some reason. So yeah, I think I go for the First Impression just because I was thinking he could switch into the Feraligatr if I go for Aqua Jet, and I didn't want that because then he'd get a free Dragon Dance, and I didn't want that either. But he's gonna go into this Comfey instead, and as a result, I'm just gonna actually, I think he switched out. This might have been a double switch, I don't remember. I think it was a double switch. I think I went into what's it called? The Virizion? No, it was Diancie. Okay, I went into Diancie, I guess, because I wanted to I don't know. I don't know why I switched in Diancie, honestly, but I did. And he's gonna go for Rock Polish. I actually stayed in to get the rocks up, and I was actually hoping I'd outspeed this Ferrothorn and I could get my rocks up before he hits me with a Gyro Ball, but he actually went for Rock Polish, which is like, what? So I switched out and went straight into Virizion here. And I was thinking, okay, he has a Rock Polish, but does he have Swords Dance? And unfortunately for me, he does have Swords Dance. This is one of the more weirder sets from Mr.Talent here. It's a double dancing Ferrothorn. Now, I'll admit that because of that Rock Polish, I was tempted to switch out here, but instead I just decided to just kick off this Fightinium Z in hopes that I don't outspeed it. The set that I was fearing from this Ferrothorn was that it would be, yeah, Dual Dance because it had Swords Dance and Rock Polish, but I was thinking it would probably be Z move, and it would be like Steelium Z or something. And I figured after a Swords Dance, that's definitely going to KO me, because I know that Ferrothorn does have a relatively good attack stat, honestly. That at +2 Iron Head, boosted by Steelium Z, would be just destruction. I might have gotten destroyed by this thing if it actually outsped my Virizion, but thankfully it didn't. Maybe he didn't invest enough, or maybe Ferrothorn is just that slow, which means Mr.Talent, never bring that set ever again. Okay, and then he brings in the Blacephalon to die to rocks. I don't know why he did that, honestly. He could have saved that for Death Fodder, honestly. He could have brought this Comfy in right away, but he didn't do that. So, yeah, here he's going to go for the Draining Kiss. And it doesn't do too much. And I think I went for the Leaf Blade just to see how much damage I can do to this Comfey, see if it's a bulky set, and as you can see, it definitely is a bulky set. Either that or Virizion is just not that powerful. I don't even remember how powerful this thing was either, honestly. Might not even be that powerful. Might have required me to go for a Swords Dance. Instead, I go for the Synthesis thinking he'll probably go for another Draining Kiss. But he actually doesn't, and reveals that he's actually a Calm Mind set, so I was like, oh great. Thankfully, I still have the Metagross, and as long as he doesn't have Hidden Power Fire, I think I should just be able to straight up take this Comfey out. So I believe I just switched in Metagross right here. Either that or I try to go for another Leaf Blade. I don't remember. Yeah, I switch it out. I switch it out and I go to Metagross right here. And here, I think I just go for Bullet Punches. He goes for a second Calm Mind. I go for Bullet Punches because for one thing it's banded, and I was kind of hoping it would do a lot of damage. And not to mention, I know that Mr.Talent can get kind of lucky sometimes when it comes to the RNG, so I don't want to risk me missing all of my Meteor Mashes and him hitting all these Drain Kisses, which as you can see right here, does quite a respectable amount of damage for being at +2, honestly, and on a resisted mon like Metagross. So I just went for the Bullet Punch just to get the guaranteed damage. From the looks of it, it seems to be a 3-hit KO anyway. With the leftovers and the recovery from Draining Kiss, it does seem to be a solid 3-hit KO, so although my Metagross will be weakened by that point. But honestly, as long as I get rid of this Comfey, because Comfeys, let me be honest with you, Comfeys are just so annoying. I don't like Comfeys at all. Like, they look nice, but they evil deep down, and that's not cool. So yeah, just gonna keep spamming Bullet Punch here just because, obviously, there's nothing better for me to do. I just have to simply, you know, like keep going until this thing goes down. Unfortunately, as you can see, this Comfey, like I had to 1v1 this Comfey with Metagross, and it's crazy how this thing's still alive. Although it might have been gone already if I just went for the Meteor Mash, but again, I was just fearing the miss. This might have been my last battle, and I kind of didn't want to like go ham because that could have costed me the battle, honestly. With Mr.Talent, like it seems like as soon as I let my guard down is exactly when he manages to like make something crazy happen. But speaking of crazy, he's gonna go into this Ferrothorn right now, or Feraligatr, and I'm actually locked in the Bullet Punch, so I actually have to switch out here. I go into Golisopod because Golisopod can actually priority hit this thing if he does so happen to go for Dragon Dance. But he actually just goes for Liquidation, hoping for that actually no, he can't hope for Defense Drop if this is a sheer forcing Feraligatr. But I don't know, he went for Liquidation nonetheless. And here he's gonna go for Dragon Dance. I went for the First Impression. I was kind of thinking he'd switch out into something like just to sack it so that I don't have the First Impression anymore, but he actually didn't. He just stayed in and went for the Dragon Dance. Now here I switch out and sack Metagross, though the reason for this is because I was kind of fearing that he'd have Rock Slide, because this is against Mr.Talent we're going up against, and Mr.Talent does tend to bring a lot of unorthodox sets against his followers, so honestly I didn't want to be on the receiving end of one of those weird sets, so yeah. So he turned out to only have Crunch, so he had Liquidation, Crunch, Dragon Dance. That last move is probably Ice Punch, honestly, so I figured, okay, I'm fine. And either way, I get to go for the first impression. If he switches out, he loses the +1 that he got from the Dragon Dance, and I don't think he want that. So yeah, not to mention this thing can kind of go down if he switched it in. I think this was actually the better play though, because yeah, if I would have gotten the first impression off, and then he could have brought back the Feraligatr and just proceed to go for Crunch. Although I did have Leech Life on this Golisopod, but you know, he could have still tried it like on the off chance that I didn't have it, but I still had it either way. Now here he's gonna bring out his last mon, which is Komala, and I guess he misclicks here because he actually tries going for Last Resort, but it fails. But I can only assume this was like a Bandit or Scarf set with Sleep Talk and Last Resort. I think he was supposed to click Sleep Talk, but for I guess he misclicked and went for Last Resort instead. I guess he was like, I don't know, I guess he forgot, but yeah, as a result we did beat him like 4-0, which is kind of unfortunate actually. I kind of didn't want the battle to end that way, honestly. I wanted it to, it could have been a nice 3-0 if he actually went for the Last Resort, depending on the set of the Komala. Like if Komala was a Bandit set, I think it might have been able to take out the Golisopod there, but if not, then it would have had to been Scarfed. But if it was Bandit, it would have been able to take it out, I think. I could be wrong, but it would have at least shown that he got like a fighting chance to possibly, and not to mention he could have also critted, honestly, but that didn't happen either. So as a result, yeah, so that's the battle. I mean, GG's to Mr. Talent. I kind of wish the battle would have ended a lot better than that, but I don't know, man. We can't always get what we want, obviously. So yeah, but with all that said, thank you all for watching this potentially final battle for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in the non-league format. I'll catch you guys for more league battles until we get into Sword and Shield. But for now, just take it easy. Have yourselves a damn good one.